Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. I think I might need to make a recording of those 42 ideals from Matt. I'm just sitting here thinking I should read those affirmations now before I get started. And then I was like, I think I should make myself a recording so that I can just listen to it. Hey, what's up? It is still too freaking cold for me to sit outside in the morning and like record a podcast or have my tea or just be outside. And it's the middle of May. And it is the middle of May. So anyways, good morning. I'm a little bit grouchy bear. And the weather kind of looks like a little bit grouchy bear. It's kind of like not sunny yet. Yeah, just a little bit like irritated today. Like, you know, you can tell like on the days that you love your dogs, and then you have the days where you're like, are you kidding me? Like right now is when you're gonna chew your bone. Go lay down. You're not eating right now. Go lay down. So anyways, I've been like that single lady that like is entertains herself by bitching at her dogs today. That's me. So anyways, I am actually really thankful that it is Thursday because we're going to hang out with the trees today. And I can almost promise myself, I can almost promise that by the end of this podcast, we will be in a vibrationally better place. So if like I'm stuck in a cycle, it would definitely be every day I wake up like kind of grouchy, kind of bitchy, never like flying high. I never wake up and jump out of bed and want to grab life by the balls, ever, hardly. And every single morning, it's like I have to crank that wheel from start. Like the wheel is not moving. It's gotten rusty through the night. Like it seems like every day I have to like, okay, here we go again. Okay, here we go again. Okay, here we go again. Picking ourselves up, building ourselves into a better place. Getting more positive, like every freaking morning. It makes me not want to sleep. But about 6:30 tonight, I'll be like, I need to lay down. So I've been so exhausted this week, like really physically exhausted. And mentally too, because like I was in bed last evening, not reading or not sleeping. And I was like, I just wish I had enough energy to read a book, you know? But it's like, I'm just like, duh. And so I was listening to music. I did listen to Manifest More Faith last night because I felt like I needed to. I felt like I should because I really did want to, you know, get more faith going on. Okay, so this is cool. So this morning I wake up and I'm in bed and I'm not loving really life yet. Still waiting on that. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll check my Facebook, and right away there's like one post. Raising Vibrations might be the name of the page, and she's talking about surrender. And I'm like, oh, that's funny because we talked about that yesterday with Faith. And then in another, I checked the group pages for whatever reason. I usually don't, and someone posted a perfect thing to follow up with yesterday's Manifesting More Faith. Like it was, I saved the picture so I could read it to you. And this is what makes life fun for me, that I can think something and then evidence of it is brought to me. So I want to share this with you because we did a podcast yesterday called Manifest More Faith. Now it says, and I know you're going to love it, so I'm just going to read it. In the Native American tradition, one member of the tribe assumes the role of faith keeper. So one person assumes the role of faith keeper. This person's role is to remain at peace, centered in spiritual vision, no matter what events befall the tribe. Even if everyone else slips into even if everyone else in the tribe slips into pain, fear, dissension, the faith keeper is the one person the tribe can rely on as a lifeline to the presence. This is our role now. So it was saying, this is our role now. So yesterday, I even said at one point, do you hear my dog chewing her bone? She just heard me say that. She's up at the top of the stairs chewing the goddamn fuck out of that bone. I don't know if you can hear it, but I literally am not the faith keeper today. So this is your role now. I'm handing this job to you because I'm ready. I'm not going to slip into pain, fear, but I'm definitely descending today. No, I'm not, but I'm definitely putting my forehead in my palm a lot today. Like, are you kidding me? Like the animals sometimes get to me because I think I have less responsibility now that all my chickens are dead, but I still have 5 rabbits to tend to that are super neglected. Like, I have the 2 dogs. I guess that's all I have to do. But so there are still days where I feel like that's too much. Do you hear the bone? All right, let me read this again. So we're always talking about natives and ancestors. So one, I love that it was a Native American tradition. But so basically, if you didn't catch that, one member of the tribe assumes the role of faith keeper. And I just love that title too. I don't deserve it, really, but I love that title. I do. And this person's role is to remain at peace, centered in spiritual vision, no matter what events befall the tribe. And sometimes in my life, like, I'll just use my mama as an example. I know she doesn't sometimes appreciate the fact that my little tribe here is so laid back. We have no ambitions in life. We're just peaceful, chilling out all the time, every day. And, because she's an ego type A. And, this kind of statement makes me realize that actually people like us are very, very important just for anchoring and grounding energy and keeping peace and centeredness. Our little tribe, my kids, they don't fight with each other like some other siblings do. There's pretty much 0 drama in this house. And so a lot of times I could feel the 3D frowning upon us for not participating as much as we could here. But I feel this whole faith keeper thing sort of validates the fact that what we do every day just by chilling out, staying centered, no matter what's going on in the world, really, really helps the collective. So yeah, even if everyone else in the tribe slips into pain, fear, or dissension, the faith keeper is the one person the tribe can rely on as a lifeline to the presence. So it's kind of at a party, maybe everyone's dropping acid, but that one person. So it's the DD, the designated driver of the tribe. Okay, everybody go ahead and go lose your shit, and I will be the lifeline here. But yeah, and that's their role, to just stay connected to source, to presence, stay connected and centered in their spiritual vision, and remain at peace. And so that's what this little quote was saying. This is your role now. This is our role now. This is why it's so important for us to walk the middle ground, stay neutral, especially when duality has everybody so far cornered, either left or right, one extreme or the other. They do that on purpose. the powers that want to be do that on purpose because they don't want people coming together. They don't want people unifying. And so, yeah, they keep everybody like making them feel like, okay, you either have to choose team A or team B. You know, you either have to choose Republican or Democrat. You either have to choose pro-life or pro-choice. You either have to choose, you know, pro-vaccination or anti-vax. And they literally keep society wedged apart on these issues so that y'all don't come together. So if you can be a faith keeper, a peacekeeper, if you can get in the middle and start to connect with everyone on both sides know they can come to you, maybe you can be the middle ground. Maybe you can be the light in the dark. Maybe you can be that lifeline to presence, to source when everybody seriously has lost their way. And yeah, you can be the one person not on LSD so you can drive everybody home. So I just love it. Yes, I went and got that bone from the dog. Yeah, I mean, if I see something is going to get under my skin, I'm going to remedy it. And I'll go lay down. So I just love it how things do find me. And, you know, just like I was so inspired to change my lock screen on my phone to that picture that says Leap of Faith. And passion flower, our herb of the week, is all about faith. I should have just done the affirmations. We'll get to them. We're not as good of students as we thought we were yesterday. Passion flower is all about faith and balance and exuberant quietude. A lot of connection to source, a lot of connection to spiritual faith. Yeah, passion flower. I wish I had a tea right now that had some in it. That would be so nice. But you know what? Even if you never have the herb, you can still tap into the energetics of the herb, the spirit of the herb. So passion flower is definitely with us this week. And maybe that is why I'm having so much quietude, because that's what was another one of her messages. It's like you've got to have that inner quietude so that you have the energy or the curiosity to expand outward. All right, don't you dare. All right, my dog sees where I put the bones. I'm not a very good hider. All right, are we ready to focus here? Okay, so on Thursdays, we hang out with the trees. If you've been hanging out with me, you already know that. If you're new, I'll just explain to you what I do. First, I ask the trees, what do you want to talk about today? And I shuffle from a deck called Soul Trees. It's by Allison Williams Yee. And it gives us our topic, pretty simply. It gives us our topic with these oracle cards. And there's 80 vibrant trees in this deck. And so it's a good array of topics for us to talk about. All right, so then after we get our topic and we get a little message and idea of what the trees want to talk about, we expand on it with the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle by Jane Struthers. And that really, it does. It's fun how it all kind of connects together and it gives us some insight and messages, and I love Thursdays, okay? And then we end with I feel like I just want to always call them an attunement from the Celtic Tree Oracle. A Celtic tree comes in to finish up our broadcast. Sometimes it adds to the topic, usually it does, but it always like sort of either balances our energy or uplifts our spirit. Occasionally they call us out on some bullshit, but not too often. It usually is like an attunement, a clarification, a purifying type of vibe towards our energy. So like an attunement. And that Celtic Tree Oracle is by Sherilyn Hidalgo. So anyways, that's the 3 tree decks that I use on Thursdays, but we leave it up to the trees. So that is why I love Thursdays so much, because I don't even have to do anything. All right, let me take out these archangel sigils that live in this oracle box. They're made of like a quartz, and I put them directly under the lapis lazuli sigils that I still have on my desk from Sunday when we hung out with Archangel Zadkiel, and he was all about emotional balance. So he was just a perfect archangel to be hanging out with. Our herb of the week, passion flower, because they're both about balance. And yeah, he would love the purpleness of the passion flower, because he works with the violet ray of transformation. So if you didn't check that out too, be open to it. I know it's a little different because it's archangels and stuff, but I think you will like it. All right, enough plugging of one's podcast, Herbal Marie. But I do want to just say one more thing. Specifically with Herbal Marie, my main gig, I guess, even though this is truly my main gig because I get up every morning and do it. You know, I stumbled into a live stream last night on Facebook, and it was some guy named Anomaly or something, and it was a political live stream. So right away I was like, why am I here? Why am I here? He does look like he could be my brother. I was drawn to him because I was like, if I was a dude, I would look like Anomaly, like with a goatee. You could see that was me. That was actually my brother. And I was like, all right, well, I'll listen to him for a little bit. And he's like pretty like unbiased, but he's rational. And it wasn't like, I mean, it was a pretty good political chat, like as open-minded as politics can be. But anyways, and he started saying that like he's getting more shares and views, but yeah, he's getting more shares on his videos than Mark Zuckerberg. And you know, like that was kind of funny. And he's like, but you know what? He's like, if the content is good, people will share it, and that's why, you know, he's like having all this success with his channels, with his live streams, with anything he does, because the content is good. And I felt so bad in that moment, because I was like, oh my God, is that why Herbal Marie is not doing any better? Because it's not good content. So anyways, I really did have a moment yesterday where I was like, why do I even do what I do? Like, hundreds of people listen to my podcast, but I never, ever, ever see anybody talking about them, sharing them. Like, I'm not getting shares. Nobody's talking about my podcast. Nobody's spreading the word. So anyways, ego is still very much part of my life, but at least like I checked it right away, and I was like, well, just keep doing it anyways, I guess. And then someday when you're ready to quit, you'll have thought it through and be ready to quit, you know. But it was like, I don't know. I just had this moment where he was so confident, like, hey, he's like, well, good content gets shares. What can I say? And I was like, wouldn't that be nice to say that? Because I was relating so much to him because he looked like my little brother. And I was like, I wish I could say that. So I'm just telling the universe, wouldn't that be nice for me to be able to say that? Like, yeah, Herbal Marie, it's doing so well. It is such a success because, well, you know, great content. But then I was like, I don't even know if I like my own podcasts. Do you hear her? All right. What do the trees want to talk about? I'm not talking anymore. I'm stepping aside. Now all I am is the narrator for the trees. What do the trees want to talk about? Because I'm being nasty today to myself. Last week they wanted to talk about us speaking our truth. This week they want to talk about possibilities. All right, so the trees want to talk about possibilities. And on the top, that came off the bottom. Then on the top is the third chakra, solar plexus. All right, so I'm going to pull two more cards. What kind of possibilities? I do see that the solar plexus is probably where our confidence or lack of is coming from, our will, our desire to create, manifest possibilities. What kind of possibilities do I talk about? Right, there is always that possibility that things will be a success. There is always that possibility that you will find love in your life. They want to talk about being open, but it's reversed. And tranquility is on the bottom, also reversed. We got those the other day, didn't we? All right. See how, like, whenever my energy's grouchy, it can influence everything. All right. So that's why I really do have to move aside and be open to things. Now my face is itchy, like I walked in through cobwebs. That's always a sign for me that I'm clear. I'm getting away from myself. I'm moving into the veil, putting my face into the veil, try to escape my human. So yeah, are we being open? Are we tranquil? Tranquility came in the other week too, I think, or something like it. You know, encouraging us to chill. Are we doing our job of being a faith keeper, keeping the peace, finding that quietness? But those are just kind of like side notes almost to the trees, saying like, hey, if you're not being open, if you're not being peaceful and tranquil, you are maybe not going to have those possibilities open up for you. You might not you might be blocking your own flow. So the energy is flowing, you know, in our body. The energy is there. The third chakra, the solar plexus, is upright. It's open. It's flowing into the possibilities. But the things that are weighing it down or blocking the flow of possibilities from happening are our resistance to being open, possibly to new ideas, new experiences. It's just pinching ourselves off because we don't think we're good enough. And the other way that we pinch ourselves off is by hissy fits, not being tranquil, just flying off the handle, getting all pissed, getting offended, doing everything but chilling out. And that's our human right. That's our free will. Like, if we want to be a raging lunatic, we're allowed. You are totally allowed to feel any feelings, emotions. You're allowed to do whatever you want. If you want to be a psychotic, combative, fill in the blank, you are allowed. But the trees are saying you are pinching yourself off. You're not letting you're breaking the connection that the possibilities need to flow. Okay, so when I look at this beautiful blue tree of possibilities, the branches go out to the edge of the card, but then they're cut off. And so right now it's like a pipe that doesn't have another pipe to be connected to it. So like if this tranquility card would be upright, I could literally line up these branches together and the possibilities and the tranquility would flow. But right now it's reversed. So it's like all these possibilities are coming down the tube, coming down the pipeline, and literally we're just not open. Same thing with the open tree. If I would flip it upright, literally two of them would go exactly into the possibility tree. But they're reversed because we're not being open and we're not being tranquil. Tranquility is so important, and so is being open. And without those two elements, without those two factors, there's nowhere for these possibilities to flow to. Okay, so that's what the trees want to talk about today. Us basically being shitheads. I want to see what Allison wrote about the third chakra, the solar plexus. Okay, because this is right underneath the possibilities. The third chakra, the solar plexus, is yellow, like very, very, very yellow, and located between the navel and the rib cage. This is where I always feel like I'm hungry. Okay, so this chakra is sometimes referred to as the power chakra. The solar plexus holds the energy that is about identity, the ego, sense of self, setting boundaries, willpower, and our fears. This chakra is about developing self-control. This chakra is about developing self-control, and it can be blocked by shame. So it's about developing self-control. It can be blocked by shame. It is, our identity, our ego, all that kinds of stuff. It is the power chakra. It's about, what I say, identity, ego, sense of self, setting boundaries, willpower. And it can also address our fears. So it's like, this is the third chakra. So this is like, we're supposed to be clearing and anchoring and grounding and healing our lower chakras, 1, 2, 3. So it's like, okay, so we are pretty much, I feel like I've done a lot of work on my root chakra. Probably still have some to do on my sacral. And yeah, I guess definitely with the third chakra too, but it is upright. So I feel like that's good. Like we are trying, we are getting things in alignment. And because of our efforts and because of our allowance, because of our willingness to just let our chakras and our body balance out best we can just by kind of surrendering and getting out of the way, things are lining up. So this third chakra, solar plexus, is in alignment with possibilities. Absolutely. However, we know now what is blocking these possibilities from flowing. There's something that we're not being open. So we either have limiting beliefs still, we have fears maybe still, we're not open to something new. Tuesday, Terra Tuesday, the blessing coming my way was an unlikely partnership, okay? So that's been kind of interesting to think about this week because it's like, well, will I be open to it? An unlikely partnership, like what does that even mean? Mantis energy? I have no idea. Will I be open to it? So if we're not manifesting, if we're not feeling like the good stuff is coming our way, and that can either be outside of us or within us, we have to ask ourselves, are we open to it? Are we being open, or are we still being judgmental? Are we being so attached to our opinions and our identity and our ego that we are not open to something different? We are not even open to something better because we're still just shutting it down. So that's one thing to check ourselves on, and like actually, where is our frequency? Are we calm? Are we peaceful? Are we being a faith keeper? Are we tranquil? Are we middle ground? Are we neutral? Are we calm or not? All right, so there it is. I would love some more clarification on the third chakra. One time I did make a video series on my YouTube channel to learn more about the chakras, and I gathered like all my chakra oracle cards, and I sat down and I talked about all the solar plexus cards. So just as a suggestion to myself, it might be good to go listen to that video again today, since literally no one else did. They got like not even 20 views. It just, yeah, nobody gave a shit about those videos. But here's the thing. Maybe today I will appreciate it, right? So it's like, even if nobody else cares or appreciates or utilizes your creations or your offerings to the world, maybe you're actually just making them for yourself, and it's you that's going to benefit, and it's you that needs to go and see them. All right, so we got one little card here today that came out of the deck all by itself, and it's olive, and it is there's an olive tree with black olives. A couple of them are green on it. And in the cubby hole of this tree, that's all you can see. It's a real close-up of a cubby hole. There's all these cute things. There's a white feather, a little white feather, a little seashell, snail shell. At first you might think it's a real owl, but I think it's a wooden owl. There's a little teapot, neti pot looking thing with a twig in it. And then there's a little vase even behind that with some cute little flowers. So this is weird for us only to have one card from this deck, but I'm just going to go with it because it came out pretty clearly on its own. I love olives. Now, okay, this is interesting right off the bat. So in this deck, there's 4 different categories of cards, and each of the categories has a different color border. So this one has a red border, reddish maroon border. And so these trees are all about the flowers, the fruit, and the seed, and they represent power. And so this is interesting that this little olive card is right under the 3rd chakra, solar plexus, which is our seat of power, right? So this is the 3rd chakra, is like willpower, what did it say? Something about power. It is sometimes even referred to as the power chakra. And so olive is right underneath it, and this card is in the power section of this oracle. Now, the theme for olive is sanctity. So that's interesting, because I can never remember what that word means. Like a safe place, like a place for quiet, for safeness, a sanctity, I think is what that means. The olive deva says the olive branch is a universal symbol of peace. So let me show you how to create a greater sense of harmony in your own life and to invest all your actions with sanctity and significance. Okay, so yeah, this is totally confirming that we need to walk the path of peace now. I wasn't joking when I said your role now is to be the faith keeper. Your role now is to be the peacekeeper, to be the harmony keeper, to be that person who is literally in the middle. That's going to be tough because we do all have an identity, a personality. Our human absolutely has opinions, convictions. We think that we believe this or that, or we think we have to defend this or that. It is very difficult to be the peacekeeper without siding. It is. But we need to try to do it. We do. We need to try to do it for the sake of harmony. So this little olive card, it's not that it's little, but I think it's the little owl that makes me want to keep saying this little, because there's like a little owl, a little seashell, a little vase, a little teapot, a little feather, a little flower. It's just like little. It just is cute. The olive wants you to create a small area in your home that is sacred to you. Decorate it with special objects and spend time there each day. Either sitting quietly in contemplation or meditating. Honor this space and keep it special. So it's like, now this is coming under possibilities too. It's like, okay, student, would you like to really try your hand at this manifestation stuff? Like last year, we went over all like 105 universal laws. We talk about manifesting all the time. Would you really like to test it out now? Would you? Would you really like to see if it works? And it's like, if you can get into that middle, peaceful, harmonious, who gives a fuck place in a beautiful way, who gives a fuck? Like, honey, I don't really give a fuck. Whatever happens, happens, you know? You really free up a lot of things, a lot of attachments that are in the way of your manifestations. So it is of great benefit now to you. The more often you can stay in that peaceful, receiving mode, the better. So create a place every day for you to meditate or even sit quietly in contemplation, just to allow the energy to flow, just to allow the possibilities to stay open, just to keep on providing yourself with support. I want to say like peace support for yourself, a place that you can just tap into again and again and again. And yeah, at first we give ourselves an actual place to do it, but once we get practiced at it, we get pretty good at it, we can tap into that peaceful place anywhere. But it is kind of fun to have your own little corner, your own little room. I have like a whole house that's like this. Like I can go to many different corners of my house and just be there, you know. But yeah, like maybe get a floor cushion and give yourself a corner where if that's doable, give yourself some things to focus on and meditate with. Now, I'm going to read the inverse message because I know it's pretty important for me to hear it. It's the first sentence says, stop being so critical of yourself. So that is like if we realize we are being judgmental and we're not being open, and it's like, dang it, like I just fly off the handle about stupid things and now I'm blocking my own possibilities. Okay, don't be critical of yourself. Stop it. Continually finding fault with your actions or your appearance or your words is draining your energy. So it's like if every time you walk by the mirror you're being critical of yourself, you're just draining your own energy. If you're just really beating yourself up about your thoughts or your words or things you've done or not done, you're just draining your energy. Olive wants to say to you, if you always do the very best that you can, you will have no reason to chastise yourself. So, it's like, just give yourself a break and, stop it. Stop finding fault with all of your actions. So I love that's coming onto the third chakra, because it's like, you're being way too hard. That's your ego being way too hard on you, your identity and things like that. And what you want to be doing right now is giving yourself a peaceful, quiet space for you to tap into the energy of who you truly are, that perfect energy that there's nothing to criticize about. And when you get more and more into that perfect energy of your true essence, your true being, you will not want to chastise yourself or others. Yeah, that feels pretty good. All right, well, I'm going to wake myself up and you too by doing our affirmations for our herb of the week, passion flower. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our beautiful herb of the week, passion flower, and I lovingly dedicate them all to you. I have faith in myself. I am centered in the present moment. I rise to the light. I create balance within. My heart and my mind are in peaceful equilibrium. I expand myself with harmonious quietude. I have faith in myself. I am centered in the present moment. I rise to the light. I create balance within. My heart and my mind are in peaceful equilibrium. I expand myself with harmonious quietude. And so it is. Well, don't our affirmations actually just go perfectly with the tree guide so far? Because yeah, that whole solar plexus thing is all about having faith in yourself. And right now when I'm looking at this layout, there's a big column right in the middle, right? Asking us to be centered in the present moment. And then that bright yellow tree for the solar plexus, it's rising to the light. We're going up. So creating balance within, that's what we're doing. And even though the be open and tranquility tree are reversed, there's one on either side, it's balanced. And that is our challenge, to create that peaceful equilibrium. That is not even our challenge. That is our work, okay? We're past the challenging point, but it's not going to be as challenging because now we know better. It's just our work now to continue creating that peaceful equilibrium between our mind and our heart. And like Olive said, giving ourselves that place, that space to go within and expand ourselves in harmonious quietude. So yeah, passion flowers here with us for sure, and the trees too. That is as I'm sitting here listening to the affirmations, because I'm oh no, you're listening to them, girl. I'm wow, this layout goes perfect for that. So there is a place on both sides of this layout. If two cards did come out, I always hate to do two of these because it's too intense. So, we'll just see what the Celtic tree wants to do. That really threw me off by only getting one card from the wisdom of the trees. But Olive just wanted to come out all by herself. The olive tree just wanted to, and olive is such a sacred tree. Italy's dependent on it, right? For its commerce and stuff. But olive has been used for a long time, right? Greek mythology, it's a special tree. It really is. And they use the oil sometimes to just symbolize, they'll burn it in a lot of holy traditions. And yeah, olive oil is really, really important, and it's a good oil to have in your diet, said to lower blood pressure and all kinds of things. So anyways, Celtic tree. What do you guys want to do today with this layout? I feel pretty chill. I really don't feel much different yet than I did at the beginning. Although it's I did have that moment where I was being critical of myself, and literally Olive called me out on that, to stop being so critical of myself. And it's when the human starts being a bitch, or starts just No way. We are not having 4 cards. I'm going to keep shuffling. 4 of them were starting to come out at once. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. All right. So we're going to have 1 card. So, which means I will adjust. Which means I'm going to push up the trees and see if I can just put it right under the olive. And it's kind of hanging off my desk. Hey, that's the best I can do today. It really is. And it's like, we do have days like that. Like, listen, that's like literally the best I can do today. So take it or leave it, you know? And you have to say that to yourself too. Like, hey, the best I can do today is get up, make tea, and do the dishes, and then go back to bed. That's the best I can do today. And you know what? That's fine. So we got a tree. It's actually like a combo, heather and mistletoe. And it is number 18, and it is totally reversed. But it's so pretty because it's like a fuchsia, like hot pink fuchsia. So it's just kind of down here. Now what's interesting is it's like, you know, we've got this solar plexus, then underneath that we have the olive, and then we have this reddish tree, which would be like where the root chakra would be. You know what I mean? So that would tell me, if I'm looking at it that way, then if I go up to the above solar plexus, then those possibilities are in the heart space, right? So heart space is where these possibilities are going to be happening for us once we get into that tranquil place and being open. So this is a very long layout, absolutely. Like that heather mistletoe is hanging, like almost half of it, like definitely a third of it is hanging off my desk, and that's fine. That's as good as it gets today, and it'll look great in the picture. Okay, you ready to hear our message? We've gotten this tree before a while ago. It's heather / mistletoe, number 18. It's going to represent a link between our earthly plane and the spirit world. The key words are healing, spiritual development, making contact with the spiritual dimensions, fertility, solid foundations, the spiritual path, and all heal. So the totems are the white stag, the bees, and raven. The deities and guides are the pregnant mother aspect of the goddess, Pan, and the green man. I love the green man. All right, so Heather represents healing and spiritual development and acts as a gateway between the worlds. She will help us manifest our wishes and stimulate our dreams. She is protective and promises good luck. Mistletoe. So isn't that funny? I was like, maybe we'll get 2, but we only got 1 card, but it has 2 on it. So that was kind of fun. All right, anyways, mistletoe is known as a panacea and represents the invisible life essence shared with its host, the oak. Thus, this plant brings in the essence of divinity and supports survival and immortality. Together, heather and mistletoe, together, they represent a closer relationship with the spirit world and promise healing. They represent the continuity of life and the promise of the eternal life of the spirit. So I'm going to skip over this first message and go to the reversed. I'm excited because we hardly ever get these reversed. And we'll see what the reversed message is. So Heather and mistletoe, the reversed message is they want to talk about summer. Summer is a time of fullness, but you may feel you are not in the flow. Perhaps you are blocking messages and help from other dimensions, be it from guides, helpers, totems, ancestors, or divinity. You are perhaps blocking messages. This is a time to open up to love, dreams, and possibilities. Yes, it said possibilities. That's what we're talking about today. But you may feel that you are in a hopeless situation and are on your own. This is simply not true. Gratitude for what you do have can bring you back to a sense of connection. You are advised to begin a healing journey into your inner self and the unseen realms. Don't put off the need to go to the doctor, visit your therapist, or talk to a trusted friend or relative. You are not alone. Fine, I'll go to the dentist as soon as they're allowed to drill. Apparently they're not allowed to fix any cavities right now because they're not allowed to drill because it sprays germs everywhere or something. Anyways, it is time to get back to nature and the simple pleasures of life. Take some time to sit by a tree and observe the birds, the bees, and the butterflies. Simply be and allow the healing that you need to take place. You are invited to drop negative thoughts and feelings and cultivate healthy ones. With your intention, you can turn things around. So yeah, with your intention, you can turn things around. But yeah, they literally said, this is a time to open up to love, dreams, and possibilities. So yeah, this long totem of a layout today, up at the top is possibilities. Then we go into the third chakra, solar plexus. Then we go into olive, and now we have heather and mistletoe at the bottom saying it's time to drop those negative stuffs. If you've been overly critical, if you've been blocking your blessings, if you've been blocking your messages and help from other dimensions. And so that's why we got the be open card reversed, because it's saying, yes, you are blocking your blessings. You're blocking your blessings, you're blocking your messages, you're blocking your connection, you're blocking your manifestations, you're blocking your dreams, you're blocking love, you're blocking all these possibilities because for whatever freaking reason, you refuse to drop. You refuse to drop the negative thoughts and feelings. So this is officially your invitation right here, right now, to drop that shit. Enough of it already. It's not serving you. It's not. And people are tired of hearing you complain. That was for me. So this is your invitation to cultivate healthy thoughts, healthy feelings, healthy intentions. And just with that wanting, that desire, that requesting, just like yesterday with manifest more faith, it's like we have asked for more faith and now we will get it as long as we just open the door and let it in. And that goes with everything. And that goes with everything. And so how do we really do that? Okay, we just let go of this stuff that, this self-critical stuff, this judgment stuff, this blocking stuff. We let that go. We replace it with loving thoughts, with loving feelings, with tranquility. So that's why it's so important to set up your space wherever you feel comfortable to meditate, to quietly contemplate, to calm down, to literally clean out your mind. And sometimes, yeah, it's like before you can cultivate gooder ideas, sometimes it's just, if we could just get to the place of no thought, that would be awesome for us. So we really do need to make time and make effort and make it a priority. Make peace a priority, and then it will open up all of those possibilities. So that is beautiful. Make peace a priority to open up possibilities. And maybe that's why some of us are just so sleepy right now, because it's like our guides are like, okay, we have to stop the momentum. Like, let's just help them by making them so sleepy. And then at least we're not being detrimental to ourselves when we're asleep. Oh my gosh. So stay chill, definitely today. All right, so we're going to end with our attunement and our message from the Celtic Tree Oracle, from Heather and Mistletoe. So go ahead and just give yourself the space right now to breathe a little deeper and quiet down and open up. We, the heather and the mistletoe, bring you healing energy. We represent the summer sun of abundance, beauty, fertility, and growth. We come to you with joy and exuberance. I am Heather, and I come to you with my purple and white flowers to remind you of your own potential and possibility. Like me, you are evergreen, ever creative, ever fertile, ever growing new ideas and new adventures. I am here to remind you that you create the beauty of your life, the flowers of your life, through your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, actions, and activities. Cultivate beautiful thoughts, and beautiful creations will bloom into your life. It can be no other way. This is the law of manifestation in this dimension that I share with you. I am the mistletoe, and I ask you to take time to commune with spirit and enrich your soul. Healing is offered to you in this sacred silence. Behind all visible form is an invisible power that can be relied upon and which you can intuit. Imagine this power as a life force that flows into your body. Because it is all wise, it knows exactly what to attend to. Allow this flow of light and love and perfection to restore the perfect blueprint of health to your body, to your mind, and to your emotions. Ask this life force to align you to your soul's purpose. Let every cell of your body fill with this light and vibrate to the frequency of health. Be assured that this interaction with us is real and that this life force is always available to you. Together, we, the heather and the mistletoe, offer you protection, energetic cleansing of the negative, We offer you abundance and good luck. We can help you manifest your wishes and can come to you in your dreams. Like the great mother, we are here unconditionally for you. Breathe in our love and let the magic of the unseen world wash you clean. Bring the bright, full summer sun into your life right now, right here. There is no need for doubt, as you were born to grow, to expand, and to evolve. This is your nature. And so it is, dear friend, until we meet again. I think Heather and Mistletoe just dropped the mic. They literally just dropped the mic after that. That was awesome. So yeah, what do I even need to say? Nothing. I need to say nothing after that. What I need to do is shut my mouth and receive that energy and accept it as it was graciously given from Heather and Mistletoe. And yeah, let them come into my body. Let that light come into my body. Let it clean me. Let it clear me. Let it heal me. Let it inform me of my soul's purpose. Let it help me raise my vibration to the frequency of health. And yeah, and let it dispel my doubt. So I know that these interactions that we have with our tree guides, with the unseen realm, let me know that it is real and help me cultivate beautiful thoughts. And yeah, as the law of manifestation states it, let me cultivate beautiful thoughts, and then beautiful creations will bloom into my life. That is the possibility of peace, making it a priority. Whew. And all we have to do really is just get peaceful, get tranquil, and be open.